they're not all actual Christians just because of the way they act. There's only a few of us that are the true Christians there. That's the no true Scotsman thing. You can just keep paring it down to, oh, they're not real.
Now listen here, duct tape. We got a job to do and we are going to do it. So tighten up the tape on your heads and we are going in.
Well, howdy, nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day, forged from the ether, fresh and new, and of course not. I mean, we're still on the same planet that's been circling our sun and our galaxy for ages now, and that's a very good thing. We don't have to be forged fresh every single day to be able to enjoy existence. So thumbs up for that. And of course, it is not really a bright sunny day, more diffuse light, but here in the Pacific Northwest of late, it's been that way, and then it burns off and gets a little bit of sun, and then of course the rest of the clouds roll in and it gets all dark and diffuse and gray again. So hey, thumbs up, and weather, climate, thumbs up. And of course, front loading of YouTube videos. Hey, if you could toss me a like, that'd be very cool if you like what you hear and see. If you could subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Again, if you like what you hear and see, that'd be awesome. If you could leave me a comment, that would be very, very cool. And I, of course, would like to thank each and every one of my Patreon patrons, these literally beautiful and literally awesome people that are, in fact, literally beautiful and literally awesome in the most literal sense of the word. Without these people's help, I and my pets would be hosed like Christmas monkeys, and trust me, that is no way to be hosed. So if you'd like to help me out and help keep me alive, there are links to the Patreon in the video description. Hey, if you'd like to help me out without doing that, there's a PayPal link. And if you'd like to help me out without sending cash, there's an Amazon wish list link with stuff like cat food on it, so thumbs up. And hey, front loading of videos over. Yay, YouTube. It has been a day. Yesterday was Friday, and I didn't get any of the phone calls done that I wanted to get done, but I just had to go into survival mode, and that's fine, because I was actually feeling pretty confident that on Monday, if things continue to go well, let's hope. So, there's been not a lot has happened, but I have listened and learned, and I want to talk about some things that have just happened and things that I've thought about, so thumbs up for that. Part of it is I was watching some bunny videos, because I watch a lot of rabbit channels off YouTube. I don't spend a lot of time on them. I mean, on a 4-minute video, I might only watch 30 seconds of it. But those 30 seconds of that 4-minute video are very, very happy little video things indeed. I don't speak the language, so I can't absorb anything that they're trying to say. And they're just videos of a rabbit doing rabbit things in an apartment. So with no discernible language that I can follow and no text that I can understand, just watching a rabbit, that makes me happy for the time that I watch it. I don't need to watch the whole thing, and so I don't. But at the same time, one of the really cute things is there are people that put harnesses, leashes on their pet rabbits so they don't get away. And one of the really cute things that I've seen is they don't just put the harness on them, they're all made to look super cute. It's not a harness, it's a little backpack. And so you got these bunnies bouncing around with backpacks on, and it is so cute. Oh, my heart. And then I discovered, and then Googled to find out about it, yeah, rabbits can just normally walk, but they prefer to hop because it's good exercise and it feels good, and so they prefer to hop. So if your bunny's just walking, which they can do, there may well be a problem. Now, one of the bunnies was just plain walking in this one video, but it was only for a short amount of time, and it was just hopping for the rest. So a little bit of walk time, but I didn't even know that guy could walk. That was kind of cool. So thumbs up for that. Let me check what else I have on my list. Yes, this is something that really has irritated me. I have long tried to recommend HitFilm Express, the video editor that I use. They used to have a pro version, and then there was a free version where you could buy the packages to add it up to a more pro thing, up to what you needed. That was good. And then the people merged with another business that does a whole bunch of subscription model things. Now, subscription models are not for the consumer. You are not being catered to on a subscription model. This is just a way to get money from you all the time. Because you could buy the free version. I got the free version. Hit Film Express. Now, subscriptions. All the way from basic to professional. So you can go, yeah, it's only right now $6 and change for a monthly subscription. Or $7 when they're not doing the specials. $7 and change for a month. That's not bad. Except that's $70 a year for 10 months. 80 and some odd per year. $400 if you use it for 4 years. Subscription models aren't for you. Subscription models are to turn you into just a cow that they can milk every single month. It's not for you. Subscriptions aren't to help you. Not at all. So no, I no longer recommend like Hit Film Express. So, Joy, if you can find an editor out there that works really well and has no subscription model, please use that. Joy. Still though, taking a look at the other things that I have written down, one of them is actually in response to a comment series and response to my video yesterday, where I was speaking about what I had just learned from one video about East Indian mythology, specifically the goddess Kali, and why I like mythology, and what about that mythology speaks to me inside. I made it quite clear, I thought. To me, I thought I'd made it clear. Does not mean I actually made it clear. So there is that. But I had thought I had made it clear that I don't believe in any sort of mythology sort of thing. Now, I like mythology for how it tries to answer questions, for the things that it says, but I don't believe in any of these things. Now, just because I'm learning about Kali doesn't mean that I believe in this mythology. Just because something about the Kali mythology speaks to me doesn't mean it's something that I believe in. No, I like the Kali mythology and East Indian mythology and ancient Chinese mythology and Japanese mythology and just mythology in general. It doesn't even have to be religious mythology, just mythology is awesome and cool. But this person made a large set of comments that treated it as if I were someone that was believing and I was being judged for not being correct enough, which would have been fine, except that as the comments were going on, it was clear that it was, number one is like, no true Scotsman, which of course is, oh yes, I've run into people like this in my professional life where they say, oh yes, I don't, if you're not a real American unless you're a Christian, and you're not a real Christian unless you're part of my denomination, and you're not a real person who's a Christian of my denomination unless you actually go to my church, and of the people that actually are of my religion, my denomination, and my church, well, they're not all actual Christians just because of the way they act. There's only a few of us that are the true Christians there. That's the no true Scotsman thing. You can just keep paring it down to, oh, they're not real. They're not real. I mean, you've seen that where people online have, the Pope has said something and they've said he's not a real Catholic. The Pope is not a real Catholic. Yeah, the no true Scotsman fallacy. So there was a bunch of that going on, and then there were some just flat out abusive comments. So I eventually just deleted the whole threads, all of the threads, because I can put up with you disagreeing with me. But when you come in with deliberate misunderstanding and then abuse, no, goodbye. So, thumbs up on that. Still, the mythology is cool. I stand behind and by everything I said about how cool the Eastern Indian mythology and Kali is. Definitely thumbs up on that. Also, let me check my list here. Oh, this was a cool thing off another video that I had watched yesterday. There are, I can't remember, Hank Green and I can't remember the name of his brother, but he and his brother do a vlog where basically they're talking to each other while talking to everybody that's not their brother, and some of them do science, and it's a really cool thing. But they were talking about the pictures that were coming in from the James Webb Telescope and talking about the scale of the universe and how it can make you feel small. But looking at these pictures, he doesn't feel small or big. Because you can feel small when you look at some of these features that are out in the universe, just nebula, where they look like mountainscapes that are just light years high. And it's just absolutely amazing. But he was just saying, and this is true, a different way to look at it, in size, in what could be a potentially infinite universe, we are nothing. We are just on this tiny little planet. You know, 99.9 and then an infinite amount of nines in that direction of the universe is empty of us. So yeah, physically, we're pretty insignificant. But time-wise, sure, the universe seems old at almost 14 billion years in age. But compared to how long the universe will be around, we're still in the light and flash of the initial inflation. There's too much noise and sound to even be able to distinguish us from the rest of the background roar and noise. This is the very beginning of everything. And right now, with how long life has been on this planet, we are at the current end of a chain that continues to run out through time of life that has continued in a long line for 3 billion years on this planet. 3 billion years is 27% of the entire lifespan of the entire universe. We are tiny in stature physically. But when it comes to time, we're not tiny. We've been around for over 25% of the age of the universe. Thumbs up. Hopefully we can continue hanging on. Oh, that'd be good. Now let me see what else I have on my list. Not a whole lot. One of them is I don't know how I have not figured out this lesson now that I've been playing a whole bunch of Elder Scrolls games online for the channel. I'm doing Arena and Daggerfall and Morrowind and Oblivion. I don't know how I failed to learn this because my character in Daggerfall is suffering from brain fever and I've got to get cured because just fast traveling is dangerous and I've got to find a temple and I could die at any time. In the game Arena, when I'm going through dungeons, I carry hundreds of potions, hundreds of healing potions, hundreds of fire resist potions, because if you're not carrying potions, you're gonna die. I don't know why in Daggerfall I forgot to relearn that lesson, because of course now I've got a disease in Daggerfall. And I'm going to die because I can't find a temple to buy the cure disease potions or get cured of my disease. Hopefully I'm not actually going to die. But I don't know why I didn't remember that lesson of carry potions. So yeah, hopefully I'm going to survive. I got to get to a temple. I got to be able to buy some cure disease, that's the word I'm looking for, potions so that I can survive. If not, try number 3 or 4. Yay. Also, my vocal cords sort of went right there. And then let me see what else I have on my list. There was somebody in comments. I have mentioned I have to, well, I kind of have to. I smoke cannabis like a chimney, cannabis products. You know, I smoke flower, I vape concentrate, and when I can afford it, I eat edibles because it is my only effective form of pain control. I have been on opiates, I have been on other prescription meds for my issues, and without having switched to cannabis and continuing to use cannabis for pain control, I would be bedridden. At best, I would be in a wheelchair. I can barely do things like move my hands now because they feel like they've been hit with hammers, and occasionally it'll be like there's a knife inside of the joint, so I have to pop that to make it stop hurting. Without cannabis, I would not be able to even use my hands. So I'm lucky in that there is something about cannabis itself that reaches inside of me. The smell of cannabis is wonderful. And when there's things like concentrate, and I smell the concentrates, how strong that stuff is and how it can burn your throat as you're inhaling it, it just feels right and good and proper. There's just something about cannabis that reaches inside and says, it's okay, I'm here now. Which is good because I don't feel anything like up here when I am ingesting. I get pain control and nothing else. When you see me on camera, I have just finished ingesting enough cannabis that I can move, which is a couple bowls if it's bud, a couple, well, dabs if it's a concentrate. I am always filling myself with this stuff. If you see me, I should be stoned, but I'm not. I feel very, very little up here except for a tiny, tiny bit of goodwill and pain control. And that's it. So yay. There was some stuff about the creative things, about the inside-outside razor's edge. I've been revisiting a whole bunch of stuff about the kaiju in Apple Rock, and I still feel really bad for this horrific, nightmarish beast. It is a chained and fallen, malevolent god of destruction and death. It has a hatred of humanity that is far beyond reasonable. It is evil beyond words, and as a human being, I loathe and despise this thing. But I also feel so sorry for it. I understand why it feels the way it does. I mean, of course, I'm the one that has been carefully grinding the knife in every single wound that I've given it, so yeah. But given the whole situation of the story and the setting, it is horrific, and I feel bad for it. And again, I'll try and talk about this chained and fallen, dark and malevolent god of death tomorrow. Because for right now, I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab, and I'm going to go through and thank how many people have left me comments in the past 24 hours. If I mispronounce a username, no disrespect is intended, and even though I count American Sign Language, well. So let me call up my Chrome. We have Jesse Koskinen, always good to see you in the comments, my friend. We have Ian Copsey, thumbs up, and I'm very sorry that the smell of cannabis does nothing for you or is actively bad. I am very sorry, that's not good. We have Zombie, thumbs up and thank you. JAYY, greatly appreciated. And yep, I'm just drawing goofy stuff on the whiteboard as well as putting in words and stuff now. So thumbs up. Confused Owl 29, thumbs up and thank you. And yes, please. Now I've got a whole bunch of bugs that have been flying in through my open window. It is a very good video to watch about Collie. Check that one out. Jason Sherwood, thumbs up and thank you. Wumbo! If I don't have the Dream mod installed, I will make sure that I do get it so. We have Adrian, greatly appreciated, and I love learning. I love learning about just about anything. It is a good thing, mythology especially. Ben B, greatly appreciated. Owen Patterson, thumbs up and thank you. Eden Hospitazard, that's a heck of a name, and thank you very, very much. And there we go. 11 people who left me comments in the past 24 hours. Thumbs up and thank you. You get me out of my head and into the world and dealing with real people, if only in text and if only for a very short time. I am socially awkward. I am withdrawn. There we go. Socially withdrawn. And I don't understand how to people very well. I don't get much human contact. So even tiny bits in text are awesome. Thank you. And of course, it being a weekend, don't worry about doing important things depending on where you are and what that important thing is. Mostly just go into survival mode and try to relax for a day or two. And as for everything else, with the Covfefe bug a-raging and spiking and people kicking off again, please be smart. Take appropriate precautions. If you have to socially distance, please do so. If you have to wear a mask, please do so. If you need to get vaxxed still, please do so. If you need a booster, please get it. You don't need to toss your body onto the end-of-life corpse pile decades before you have to. It's not patriotic or free to kill people through preventable disease. That is moronic. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is a very good thing.